So the first phase that we want to talk about and we want you to learn about is the bulking phase, or the get strong phase, because really this is where we love to hang out, in the sense of it's the starting point. It invigorates us with energy. This is where we can hit personal records. This is where we really start to actually see a lot of transformation, and this surprises a lot of women that this is such a successful phase, because in fact the winner of our transformation challenge last time was in a bulking or get strong phase. Because even though she didn't lose a ton of weight on the scale, she lost a ton of body fat and she gained a lot of muscle, right? And so her transformation looked amazing, because the body fat went like this and the muscle mass went like this. And because of that, the scale didn't change much, but her body did. And what she could do changed, and what she looked like changed, right? And so this is why this can be such a successful phase. The bulking phase really helps stimulate the body's metabolism. The reason being is because all of a sudden you're starting to lift weights in a way that you haven't before. You're pushing your muscles and your body past limits that you haven't been able to do or haven't been training in before. And this stimulates a fast, hard turn in the metabolism and its demand to burn calories. That's the main benefit. The second benefit is that as you grow muscle, as you put more muscle mass on your body, you're actually naturally going to increase your body's need to burn calories, because the body needs to burn more calories just to keep that added muscle mass alive, because muscle mass requires more calorie burn than fat mass does. So if we can replace the fat mass with muscle mass, our metabolism increases, and naturally it's going to be a lot easier to burn body fat. The way that we do this and we go into a bulk is we go into a strength training phase, where you're going to be taking a lot of weight and you're going to be pushing it for not many reps, but the goal is going to be a lot more focused towards pushing as much weight as you can and progressing those weights week by week. Because you're focused on strength training and putting on muscle mass, your variety of exercises are not going to change all that much, because it is absolutely pivotal that you track the weights that you're lifting, so that next week when you hit those workouts again, you can increase the weight in those workouts and you can track a lot of your progress. The beauty of this is that you get to see results immediately. You get to see the gains that you're making not only in the gym because you're able to lift more weight, but you're also able to see the results in the mirror, especially at the end of the transformation challenge. That leads us into a progressive overload. A progressive overload we haven't talked about before, but a progressive overload basically just means you are progressively overloading your body in one way, shape, or form. We can do this in many ways. We can either increase the weight from more than we did last time. We increase the reps. So instead of 4 reps, we do 5 or 6 reps. Or we can increase the difficulty of the exercise. The way that we recommend in the program is by finding your set weight for your main exercises, your squats, your deadlifts, your bench press, your strict press, some of those main heavy compound exercises, and increasing them every single week until you finish the program. That's going to help build muscle mass. It's going to help you see gains in the gym. It's going to help you see gains on your body as well. In order to compensate or to help with this increasing metabolism, to feed the body and to fuel it to create more muscle mass, we're going to increase your calorie intake from what maintenance is. So we're going to help you calculate what your macros are and what it should be on a daily basis just to maintain what you're doing. And then we're going to take that number and we're going to increase it. And we're going to make sure that we have a good macro ratio to help you put on muscle mass so that we increase your overall metabolism. So because of that, your protein intake is going to need to increase, and so is your water intake, because whether you know this or not, your muscles are actually mostly made up of water. They're not made up of mostly protein, it's mostly water. So as we increase our protein, as we build our muscles, we need to increase our water intake to make sure that our muscles are healthy and that they're absorbing that water. The overall benefits we've kind of talked about of being in a bulk and a strength training phase is this is a great place to start if you have never been in a bulk or a strength training phase. The reason being is because if you're able to start here, going into a recomp and especially a cut or a fat loss phase is the benefits of those are multiplied times 10. Because now you're entering a fat loss phase with an increased metabolism and you're able to burn more fat in a shorter amount of time. Rather than if you jump into a fat loss phase right now, your ability to burn fat is going to be dependent upon your current metabolism, because we cannot jumpstart your metabolism just naturally right off the gate. It's gonna take some time for that metabolism to increase, and then going into a fat loss phase actually becomes more beneficial. You're able to lose more body fat. You're able to get what you want out of it. As well as putting on muscle mass. We want you to be able to put on muscle mass for several reasons. We want you to improve your function. We want you to be able to lift your kids. We want you to be able to play with your kids. We want you to have that muscle strength and endurance to be able to do hard things. Plus, as a woman, it feels incredible to be able to feel strong and to feel capable, especially in your transitions throughout your life. So we recommend going into a bulk at the beginning. This doesn't mean that this phase is right for you. This is usually just what we recommend. Now, the bulk for seasonal training, and we'll go into seasonal training a little bit, tends to go best with the fall or autumn of the year. The reason being is because those foods tend to be a little bit heavier. It's easier to increase your calorie surplus in a healthy manner without feeling like you're dumping food down your gullet. As well as, at least for those who have been in a strength training phase like me, I've gone into strength training phases several times. I put on muscle mass, but I also put on a small amount of fat because my metabolism is already high. I take in so many calories because I need to put on a lot of muscle, and because of that, I take in a little bit of fat, right? So if I add in fat, it's nice to do it in the winter or the fall because we're wearing more clothes. People don't see me as much, right? But for most women, if you've never been in a bulk training phase, I can guarantee you're actually gonna start losing some fat because of that massive increase in your metabolism and what you're requiring of your body to do in the gym. So you're gonna get both benefits.